Wow.
Yo, did you hit the button?
It's a stampede! DJ Ham the Stamp. DJ Ham the
Stamp. Yo, what's poppin'? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Sun kissed in the building. Shalom, man. I ain't doing a bunch of long intros no more, man. Y'all be waiting too long. Let's get to the good stuff. You heard?
Shit like that.
Ladies is late. Let them be late. Let me see when the chat we get this shit popping. We got 33 people in the chat. We started 1 minute and 47 seconds ago. Mel was popping. You already know.
Shit like that.
D, what up? I was in the chat. Fo was popping. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Travel One was goody. I like it. Mr. Williams in the building. CJ, salute. Welcome to the Discord. Shy Steve was popping. Hope all is well. Black King in the building.
Shit like that.
Black King got a fist fight in 2 weeks. Strada, you're
Perfect.
what's popping? Ashe, I ain't see you today. Glad to see you tonight, though. Hope all is well. Sun kissed in the building. Down south. Tomorrow night, man, we get it popping. Let's do it, man. Like, share, subscribe. Rainbow, what up?
Shit like that.
Let's get him in. Jay Ali said we in this bitch for sure. Homeboy Shalom Aki was popping. Young S, salute. Like, share, subscribe. Robin, what up, though? Nas, what up?
Shit like that.
My brother John always coming through with a hood, baby. Kasim was shaking. I like it, man. All my favorite people here today. You heard? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. John said for the collection plate, salute to my brother John for the first 20 ball of the day. Then fit. Call me Queen. Salute. Hey, man, you've been showing a lot of love. I feel like this name was fairly new, but Call Me Queen is always here, man. I thank you. Double R was popping, my boy. Hey, you know how I got that rap battle league? I used to. So Double R used to help me film it, get the battle rappers, do all the shit that nobody wanted to do, man. This is my road dog for a minute, bro, for real. Harrison was popping.
What up, buzzing, birds, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was.
Look at my brother Harrison Davis, who gifted the One This Might Be Risky membership. Whoever got that, please maintain it. Black America, what up, though? One of my day ones. Sherelle, bring your $6 ass up here. Jerice was popping. Let's get it, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The ladies have the link, but we ain't waiting for them niggas, man. You know what I mean? Damn, that's what's up.
What up, buzzing, birds, flip a dozen.
Come on, T. Aaron, what up? Let's get it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. We got 70 people in the building. Let me see where the likes are at. Salute to Harrison, who gifted another membership. Whoever got blessed with it, please maintain it, man. Let me see. Yo, that I'm not getting. Why can't I see that shit, bro? Hold on. Keep doing that. I don't know why. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Get the likes up. Get the likes up before we even get started. Gotta make sure that is important, man. Salute to y'all. Let me see. All right. Sherelle was popping.
Perfect.
We're not gonna make it.
Damn, man. Word, bro. Harrison with the $5 says, gotta give membership for the dope song. I like it, man. 72 likes, 72 people in the building, 80 people in the building, and we have 30 likes. It's unacceptable, man. Let's get the likes up, please. Let me see.
They scared of the like button. I think they think it might hit them back if they hit it.
You think so? A damn shame if that be the case. I'll tell you that. All right, y'all get in here. Let me see. I'm trying to look at something real quick. All right, got 2 memberships. Salute to my brother Harrison. Cali was popping.
Hello.
Jarice was popping with the $5. Here's 5. Even though I think you still mad at me, I ain't mad at you, Negro. Shit, man, I don't got nothing to be mad about.
He called you Onk. You an old nigga.
Old nigga, man. I can't even work out tomorrow. I think I might drink a little bit. Spicy J, Spicy Sherelle. Let me fix this one. Damn. Let's see. Damn, my arm hurt. There you go.
You like it like this, huh, him?
That's what she said.
But I feel like I be looking sideways.
No, you cross-eyed. There's a difference.
You know what? O'Shea did say I look beautiful from the side.
He said you look like a chipmunk from the front.
I do. But that's okay.
Yo, they like your hair pulled back and all that too.
Yeah, you can see more of my face. Huh? Y'all see my edges?
You don't have none for real.
For real?
I don't think so. I don't think I know what edges look like, but based on what I'm seeing, they was not as when we was in Atlanta, them edges was I said, God damn.
No, I just don't comb them out and put them on my forehead. That's what you used to.
Yeah.
These are edges. You fine, Sherelle. You fine. These are edges. AKA the real baby hair. Okay.
How about my shit?
No, y'all cut them off.
I mean, you could probably
got a mohawk?
Some edge control.
No, I don't got no mohawk. I used to.
You look like a mohawk type of guy.
I had a mohawk like 2 months ago.
Yeah, you could tell by the little line right there. Yeah.
You could tell by the way I walk. I ain't from around here. Probably couldn't tell because I ain't walking nowhere.
You cold?
Nah, I don't want to get cold. Damn. Oh, okay. Eastside says she is as cute as a button.
Who, me?
I think so.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, man. Oh, it was a Frohawk Rainbow Kid. All right, Mr. Williams said I don't got no business talking about edges. My fault. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up, man. Let me play this. All right, let me see. We have 100 people in the building. We have 50 likes. Come on, y'all. Y'all some come on, y'all. Enough is enough. We used to have 100 likes in the building. There is no distractions right now. We literally haven't talked about a single thing yet. Please get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Let's see. All right. So, the first time I heard this term was today. The adultification of Black women. But as I try to start trying to assess it and break it down, I think I understand it. I think it often happens with the men as well, but right now in this evening we'll focus on the women. When I heard this term, Spicy J, the term latchkey comes to mind. Am I making a miscorrelation? Do you know what a latchkey kid is?
Yeah, I was partly one growing up.
Yes. Am I off there on that premise?
No, I think that plays a part in people thinking that Black children are more mature and less innocent than they should be at their ages.
So do you think us being latchkey kids, kind of raising ourselves because everybody's working, we don't come from affluence to a certain extent, do you think people look at us in the earth differently? That's like like we're older, we should know more, our punishments are different, etc.
I think so. Let me kind of like talk about adultification bias.
Okay.
So I didn't know this was a thing until I started researching about like girlhood and how I was basically trying to just learn about the damaging effects of not having as much of a childhood takes a toll on you in your adulthood. And I came across adultification bias, and that's essentially the way it's defined is that the theory is about minority children essentially being treated more like an adult than they truly are. And that's where the bias comes in.
Okay. What do you think about this notion, like you specifically?
I think it's true. I think that Black children in general, but since we're focusing on the girls, Black girls, I think the majority of us have experienced more than not people trying to project that we're less innocent than we say we are, or that we are more malicious in intent than they think we are. Like, it's kind of, we don't get the excuse of, oh, they were just a kid. Like, if we do something stupid, like steal from a store, compared to a white kid.
Okay.
Like the punishments are more harmful.
Where do you
white children?
Harsh or harmful?
Harsh.
Okay.
Harsh.
Now, where are you getting this notion from? Like, why are you coming up with this hypothesis?
So there's a report that came out called Girlhood Interrupted.
Okay.
It's by Georgetown Law. It's essentially them doing a study on adultification bias and how it portrays itself and manifests in Black girls. And they did a study, which was essentially a survey of U.S. adults. Let me actually find it real quick. Oh, you found it. Or you already saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down.
Page, I think 10.
Yeah, probably page 10.
No, wait. What fact are you looking for?
The part where they ask questions about how much do Black females seem older than their age, or about independence. I can't see it on your screen.
Okay, so here, the results across all age ranges, participants viewed Black girls collectively as more adult than white girls. Responses revealed in particular that the participants perceived Black girls as needing less protection and nurturing than white girls, and that Black girls were perceived to know more about adult topics and are more knowledgeable about sex than their white peers. The most significant differences were found in the age brackets that encompass mid-childhood and early adolescence, ages 5 through 9 and ages 10 through 14, and continued to a lesser degree in the 15 to 19-year-old age bracket. No statistically significant differences were found in the 0 to 4 age group. So this is just showing the
the results. Basically, it says that Black girls are viewed as more adult than their white peers at almost all stages of childhood.
At
Every stage.
Let me read the significance portion. The results suggest that Black girls are viewed as more adult than their white peers at almost all stages of childhood, beginning most significantly at the age 5, peak during the age of 10 to 14, and continuing during the ages of 15 to 19. In essence, adult peers to place distinct views and expectations on Black girls that characterize them as developmentally older than their white peers, especially in mid-childhood and early adolescence periods for healthy identity development. Easy Money, what's good? Black King, what up? Yeah, I'll drop the link right now. I think Mel can grab the link, Lionel can grab the link, and somebody throw it in the Discord. I just dropped it in the chat. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Let me throw it in the Discord. Good idea, Black. All right, man. Now, let me ask a couple superficial questions. Do you think that a part of this happens because of how Black women stereotypically develop physically at an earlier age?
Yeah, that's part of that's part of the bias. You identify their bodies as them being less innocent. That's part of it. Yeah.
What you think, Callie?
I think there's definitely some truth to it. Just the mere fact that, it's a lot easier to say that little girls are just being fast. That plays a part into it. Whatchamacallit, also with how like teachers will treat us in classes and everything like that. The intentions are thrown upon the girls.
Hey, Callie, come on now, wake up now, God damn it, wake up! Shit, we are. Yeah, we can't even hear you. You got the T-moves in.
Your mic.
No, I'm on speakerphone actually. My good Bluetooth is charging.
Okay, ain't one good Bluetooth in your house. Just FYI. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
But and it's also with how sometimes older men will adultify a younger woman as well. Like, oh, well, she's automatically mature for her age or something like that. It's wild. It's wild.
Okay, I understand those aspects. Okay, you saying that the men do it in what way though? Like, you saying like thinking they're attractive or whatever the case is?
Yeah, our definitely how we develop plays a role into it. I will say as well that when it comes to like we're not a lot of the young and dumb. We can't there's no room for that. There's no room for learning lessons and everything like that. It's automatically you should have known better.
Okay. Let me ask you guys, it's personal, but it's really yes and no. Do you guys have this experience that's being articulated in the article?
Yes.
Well, it's a broadcast. I'll put these on podcast form.
Yes.
Pimp C. Oh, it's supposed to be spicy. Oh.
Good evening, everybody.
What's up, C?
Hey. Pimp C before it's spicy C.
Spicy
C.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay. And Jay, you say you did as well?
The disparity aspect, yeah.
Okay. So if you don't mind, what do you think was the catalyst for the reason why you were seen as older and things of that nature? I know you have mentioned on episode previously that you developed slightly earlier? Do you think that was the main catalyst, or do you think it was the construct in which you grew up in?
Yeah, I think it was more so the body development because at that time when I was getting that attention, I didn't know much about sex. I never experienced it. I was still a virgin. My mom kept me pretty protected from that. But when I started getting out in the world by myself and like working and things like that,
Yeah.
that's when I started to notice like all of this male attention coming out of nowhere and I'm not trying to get it. So
Okay. What is that? Do those men, based on your experience, right, being anecdotal, do they know that you're young?
I tell
Because
them,
your face, but your face alone, you look like you know what I mean? Like you got milk on your breath now.
yeah, I would tell them like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
15, hey, I'm 16. And then they would back off.
Okay. So they would back off, the majority or all of them?
Majority of them would back off.
Okay. The ones that didn't, can you remember like how does that look?
Essentially them trying to coax you into making it okay. Like, oh, it's fine. We don't have to tell nobody, or oh, we're just talking. We're just gonna talk.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with talking.
Got you. And in the workplace, did you recognize any disparate treatment from you and the other girls working at whatever? What do y'all work at? Forever 21 and shit like that.
Well, I was at Target.
Target.
Yeah, I was at Target. I would say amongst my peers, I was seen as kind of like I had an attitude, even though I would barely talk to anybody because I was there to work. I wasn't really there to make friends.
Yeah, that means you had an attitude, I think.
No, don't. I would speak and say hi and good morning.
I know, Jay, but think about it.
Carrying a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad attitude.
I'm just saying the perception would be if everybody else talking and fraternizing because y'all all 15 and a half, but you there to work like an old lady, it may be considered an attitude. I'm just saying it's not far-fetched for them to think they have an attitude if you're doing something different than everyone else.
Okay, I'll take that.
Just because you're there to work. Like, kids don't be saying that. Like, they there to eat the candy when ain't nobody looking and get the discounts.
Fine.
That's all. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I'm just saying, like, I could see the characterization, even if you were being mischaracterized. That's all. Rel, you was gonna say something?
I would say when I was younger, it was just ironic how like I had grew up with these like older people, and I always kind of looked at them like, that's my dad's friends. They're just older people, like they're my uncles basically. But like to develop as a woman, and those men, their eyes shift and they change. So I remember like being a young girl, and like the older boys liked me, in which a lot of like my cousins at the time, they had babies for grown men. That was like a theme already. Like they were at 15, they was already like having children for men that were like adult men or whatever. But I was just like protected. So it wasn't like it wasn't happening. But my sister was like, my sister, she was like loud cat, like, don't be trying to talk to my sister. She a child. I don't care what she look like. She a child. You gonna go to jail. My sister used to be on it. Because it had happened to her when she was younger. You know what I'm saying? And she just always made it her business to protect me from it happening to me.
So, but it happened to her?
Mm-hmm.
And she's your father's kid?
No, it's my mama daughter.
Okay, so how does it work? Are you saying that the modus operandi where you grew up at was normalized? Yeah,
it's very normalized. We even like make jokes. Like I made like whatever the guy name is, I put Kelly behind it. It's like that. I know they're gonna be picking up some girl from high school. I know they're 30, but they dealing with high school girls.
But what I'm saying is this was accepted. Okay, so the men didn't say, this was what was happening.
Pretty much, and the only way that you can protect the little girl from it is if she has somebody trying to look out for her.
A woman or a man, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter who's looking out for her, but she needs somebody looking out for her. Because at the time, it was my sister looking out for me. Because it was when I would be by my mom's side of family.
Okay, so did it take a lot for her to look out for her, or just to call it out?
No, she used to just hear things or whatever, and like she would just pick up on it because it happened to her. So she could already see like if they was trying to be sneaky or if they was trying to, me, I'm young, I'm gullible.
Oh,
They might like slap me and then try to get me to run into a corner. You see what I'm saying? Or run into an
yeah.
opposite room, away from the adults, away from the other people. And like when they would do stuff like that, my sister be like, "Don't run, don't chase, no, like sit your ass down." You
Okay,
know?
I see. So she recognized game.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. And do you think that is largely because of the development of black women? Like, do you think that was a catalyst? Like, once you started to develop, those men's eyes look different simply because of that?
Definitely.
Damn. So how much is the household a catalyst to the adultification of black women? See, would you say?
I
See,
don't think the household could play a part
your
because
name
my
C.
daddy wasn't trying to
Is your
adult me.
name
But
is your name C?
oh, you said C.
Yeah,
Well, my name could kind of be C because my name start with a C.
your daddy. Go ahead, C.
His name start with a B.
So actually, I just went back. I didn't hear the beginning part. I went back and looked at the study,
Yeah.
and I think that it does play a huge part because I can say that I have experienced this. Okay,
Okay.
so when it says that adultification can take two essential forms. The first
Mm-hmm.
one is the process of socialization in which children function at a more mature developmental stage because of a situational context and necessity, especially in low resource community environments. So I do think that the family structure, your home structure, your environment, like the neighborhood that you're in, and ultimately, I think that boils down to resources as well. Whether that is financial resources or human resources in the form of parents or grandparents or other people that can help stabilize the home. If those things are missing, you're more prone to be in situations where you have to be an adult. If no one's there to welcome you home when you come home from school, if nobody's keeping track of your whereabouts from the time you get out of school until the time your parents come home, you can't afford an after school program. So you get out of school and you wander until, that time. I think that gives you that freedom can cause the mind to mature, and even well-meaning parents, you got to watch your little sister until I get home, you got to do these kind of things, like those things can have that type of effect on you.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's another thing I definitely want to touch on in terms of, the older children being glorified babysitters, right? And I think that takes away from their childhood pretty significantly, right? The fact that you know how to do so much at a young age seems like, wow, you've been taught a lot, but you've been taught a lot out of necessity, not out of like interest, right? Which makes it feel, and I'm saying feel different. Does it manifest differently as well? Does everything just seem like work at a point? You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm.
Yeah. And you go right in. I think it's easier for them to go right into adulthood because most older kids, like the oldest kid, is the mother, and then the mother is the provider. So like, whereas mom would raise kids and dad would be out the house making the money. Well, in the black community, mom is out making the money like she's dad, and whoever that oldest sibling is ironing clothes, washing clothes, cleaning the house, cooking meals, feeding the kids, helping them with homework.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, no, I know a girl who calls her older sister ma. Like
my older sister would like my mom.
Yeah, but you call her mom. Yeah, she call her that, but she call her mom like mom. Like it's like a octave difference that they can tell like who she talking to, type of thing, like a pronunciation difference. My oldest brother was born 12 years before me, and so he called my grandma ma, like kind of like a similar thing, and he calls my mom mother, which mother is, I never heard nobody say it for real except for him like to actually call somebody. But damn, what does that do to a kid? The fact that you momming or dadding from such a young age.
It makes you feel like you're more mature than you truly are. Like
Well,
you,
mhm.
go ahead.
Are you? Or you just
And
know
some,
more shit?
you know
Go ahead.
more. But
Mhm.
if you're not taking the time to develop yourself and be able to figure out who you are as a person and have that time to just be a kid, you're debilitated when you're an adult. All you know is how to take care of somebody else. All you know is how to just be nurturing to everyone else but yourself.
Yeah. How does that work for women, right? Because if you when I hear it, I'm thinking, okay, is is that beneficial to a woman to learn those things so young? But you do you disagree? And I'm not making a determination. I'm just saying, those are the things that it's still said, even if we push back against the narrative, that most women want to be moms and married, right? Maybe that narrative is changing, but I think it still has merit. So when I'm looking at those things about how you're doing them at such a young age, it would just seem like a part of the developmental process that would be helpful to a woman. But what's your take?
It, learning those skills can be helpful, but if that's all you know how to do, you're not going to want to do that when you by yourself and grown and on your own. Most women don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Or if they do it, they may do it younger because they've done it for so long, they've done it their whole lives. It's like, oh, I can do this young because I've done it for so long. It's scary seeing it play out. Like, I know some kids in my own family that she's the oldest, my bad,
Yeah.
and she has a younger brother, and
Okay.
ever since he was born, she's been helping take care of him, and she's
Yeah.
like 12 now, and I
Mhm.
see the change in her behavior. Like, she feels like she can be in a adult conversations, and she's trying to teach me how to change a diaper. I'm like, whoa, you supposed to be coloring, girl. Like, why are you trying to teach me how to change a diaper? I know how to change a diaper. How you, girl? No, you're not supposed to know all this. Chill out. Go play
Yeah.
on the swing set or some shit.
Damn. And it's almost like I got you, Sherelle, just thinking about that example. It's almost like when little girls are made to do these things that adult women are supposed to be doing, essentially, they start to look at things their age demographic is like childish almost, right? And they take themselves away from the shit, let alone their circumstance. Just when I hear that, you know what I mean? Damn. Go ahead, Sherelle.
Yeah, I think that it can have two different reactions. Typically, they'll have children young, but I don't think that they'll be good parents, because one thing I do know about us as children, we're impatient. So even though she's like raising the kids, she be talking to them kids crazy, beating on them kids, and then she turns into that type of parent. When it was my turn to do that with my nieces and my nephews, waking up in the middle of the night to feed a baby because my sister got to go to work, this baby don't shut up, that made me never want to have kids. I'm like, oh no. When I finally got from by my sister and I didn't have to raise no kids, because I was like stuck with my niece for a year straight. And it's like, this is a whole human that I got to care about. She don't want to be bothered with nobody. She's always on my hip. I got to feed her, do her hair. Man, I'm only 12. Like, bro, this is torture.
Yeah, man.
I just want to go hang out with my friends, and I can't go to the park without dragging this 2-year-old who don't want to walk to the park. I gotta carry her heavy ass to the park, man. I don't even want to go to the park, but I want to be with my friends.
So it had an adverse effect. You didn't want no kids. Okay. Well, not adverse. It had an effect where you don't want to experience this and this be your life's work type shit. Okay. Go ahead, Kelly.
I was going to say another way it can manifest as well is when kids have
Hey,
kids.
Callie, let me say something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get you a Snickers or something. I mean, come on, get you a 5-hour energy, something. Goddamn it. Any coffee in the house?
I don't drink coffee.
Well, start
But
today.
I have not. I haven't eaten my whatchamacallit yet. Okay, I just ate dinner.
Oh, all right, all right.
But another way it manifests as well, like when kids have kids. Now,
Mhm.
have you seen? I know if everybody has noticed how they then in turn dress their little kids in like adult clothes, so that like now you have little baby versions of adult clothing, like with the little half tops and stuff like that, and they walking
Fashion
around.
over
They got
kids.
little, yeah, like that. That's another way it can manifest as well. So it's
What is
just
it?
repeating the cycle. Now the little, huh?
What is it like Jordans or something?
You said Jordans?
No,
Yeah,
like
what
the
are you
crop
talking about? I don't
tops and
understand it.
stuff, like crop
No,
tops
like
and shorts. Yeah.
yeah, the little crop tops and the shorts. How they'll have like little hip hugger pants with a crop top, and it's like bell bottoms and everything. It's like
I
it's like
see.
baby
Okay.
versions of adult clothing. Basically, it's something
Like
that you would see an
Okay.
adult put
Fashion
on.
Nova literally
Yeah,
has a kids section.
They
So
do.
That shit
like halter
disgusting.
tops and shit like that.
They have that in the kids
yeah.
section. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
From when I was younger, it was these gaucho pants, right? It was like these little
Those.
flurry pants that would raise up and like show your vagina print. My sister forbid me from wearing them. Never.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
so Callie, now bring that point back around.
No, I was saying that that's another manifestation that's just kind of more in your face is when the mother has been adulted, you know, as a child and everything like that, and then she goes ahead and gets pregnant. She repeats that cycle and she adults her own children as well.
Oh, and then the clothing or example of how you know she's adulting those children. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. I wasn't okay. I'm tracking. I'm tracking. Okay, I see that. I don't want to go too far off this point, but I had a question that just popped in my head. T was popping.
What's up, everybody? What's up? How's it going?
Goody shalom. Now, do you think you know the allegation that like these women who be kind of friends with their daughters and things of that nature, and then as they get older and the daughter becomes of age, like 21, 22, now they start competing. Does this have anything to do with it?
I think that is definitely a possibility. Because if your mother is trying to dress you like her or whatever the case may be, or trying to have you do things as an adult at such a very young age, like maybe cooking and cleaning, like for your little sister or brother, at such a young age, I think that can manifest into, certain things happening into adulthood. Like, I still don't consider, I'm 40. I still don't look at my mom as my friend. Like, I respect her as my mother. Like, we cool, but I still have a certain level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't, I don't curse in front of my mom. I barely drink in front of my mom. It's just a certain level of respect. So,
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, you 40. You know what I mean?
oh,
So
yeah.
your mom. Well, I'm saying your mom. Was she 60?
66. She
So
just
yeah,
turned.
so that's a different dynamic. Like if you was drinking with her, I'm talking about the actual like when a mom is 40. You know what I mean? The little girl 21 or 20. Now that's real comp, right?
Yeah,
Like 40 is what? Are we middle aged technically?
I think so.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Right,
Embrace
but
it.
we kind of yeah. Not sure. I'm 38, so T older than me. By the
Whatever.
time I was born, she could walk.
Pretty much. Whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
But okay, damn. And is that just a part of the adultification, right? The daughter is seen as competition so early because she been looking at her as such. She been helping with these things and helping paying bills. Like though, there's one rule I have: none of my kids can work.
I think that's fair.
Man, that's a dream.
Even your son?
Yeah, he could play sports. He can
Okay.
get involved in things, right? Use that time that's gonna help you mold it. I don't want you
I'm kind of with that.
in no Mickey D's getting yelled at by no white man. Fuck that crap.
Bro.
I feel the same way, actually. Focus on
Yo, you know
school
what I
and
did
your
at 15,
athletics.
bro?
Yeah.
You know what I did at 15? My
What's that?
15th birthday. My mom took me out to eat, right? At
Mhm.
at the fucking dinner table at the restaurant we went to. She was like, "I'm so happy, you know, you made it this far. I'm so proud of you. But I think now it's time for you to get a job. Job, like work. She said yes. Oh
What'd you say? All right.
no, I was like, please don't, please. I want to go to school. Like I'm trying to read and shit. Like I don't want to work. I didn't want to work. I had to.
Oh, so it was a need.
You had to contribute. But T, the key point that she's about to say, she had to contribute. She had to pay bills. That's a childhood.
I started giving a percentage of my check at 15.
Oh wow.
So that type of shit, paying bills, is not new.
Yeah.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah, that sounds.
My brother was doing the same thing. He was younger than, he was like 12 paying bills. He wound up like going get a little car wash job, and he was paying bills at 12. Like that's why I always say, like my brothers, they've been grown men like since they just went from little boys to grown men like that.
Yeah, that's another aspect I wanted to say too, Hamp, is I think sometimes, one of the other ways that it can show up is that you don't feel like you're actually loved by your parent.
What do you feel like?
You're there to serve a purpose. You're like utility. So you're not loved, and you usually feel love from your younger siblings because you're the one that's there with them, taking time with them, doing homework and all those things. And you can see that manifest when girls have babies young, because they think, I want somebody to love me like those children love me, because my parent doesn't really love me. I'm just here, especially if they make a mistake and they're like, they're treated as though they're an adult who should have functioned as an adult instead of a child that was stepping up to help. The parent treats them as though it's their fault that they performed in a way that a child would have performed. And you start to feel like, man, I want somebody to love me the way these children love me, because my parents don't love me. And if I wasn't doing the things that I'm doing, I would have no value to them.
Yeah, right. Because you like judge based on what you can provide.
Yeah.
Right. Tiff, what's popping? Let me ask you a question. I got a couple of different things boiling in my head. As opposed to sticking on one thing, I'm just shooting them as they come. That's also what she said, which is crazy. Promiscuity in a woman who's adultified too early. Now, I know, like Jay said, once you guys start to develop physically, you start to get approached.
Mm-hmm.
If she's and I think Jay made this word up and found 2 studies who use it, but adultified early, sex is often correlated with being an adult. Do you think these little girls that are adultified too quickly play into that stereotype? Do you think they're more likely to be promiscuous? And this is speculation, right? So I'm not holding you to it, but we're just thinking through it based on them thinking they're an adult.
I think so. If there's not a strong parental influence, I think that they're adultified, and I also think that older men can take advantage of it. And she didn't make it up. Adultification is when people see young Black women, they tend to age them up. So she might be 12, but she's viewed at 16, 17.
Sure.
Because she's 12 and she's very immature, but she's quote unquote got a woman's body, then in a man's mind, it's a woman's body. And you have this 12-year-old that she sees a woman's body, but she's still a child.
Okay. But so we assessed the men a little bit already.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of how they see the little girls. So Jay kind of clarified that. Sherelle added to it as well. What do you think about the girls' mindset, though?
They're children. And
no, in terms of sex, though, because they, like you said, they see a body, they're being treated as an adult. If they don't contribute, they're judged based on what they can contribute. So now, is sex just the next step? You see what I'm saying? What do you speculate their mindset to be?
Yeah, and I think also in a social media world, it's very, very skewed, because you might have got adultified when we were younger, but we didn't have this outside influence. We didn't have baddies and things like that. So that influence, I think, is dangerous. And yeah, I do think that young girls can fall into a really slippery slope.
So,
for
Tiff,
sure.
that's actually an interesting point. You know that teen pregnancy is down. So the reason why I'm using that number is because y'all old niggas ain't having no social media, but somebody was definitely having sex.
You also didn't have the plan B and or people willingly going and using alternative ways to maybe eliminate pregnancies. So there's times of change. Like if it was a plan B when our parents were young, I don't think a lot of people would be here.
Okay, so you think the sex is still there. The medicine is what's helping babies not being born.
Yeah.
Go ahead, T.
That is also true as well, right? But from what I hear, and I have a lot of friends that are teachers and in the education field, a lot of these students, these teenagers, middle schoolers, are having anal sex and doing fellatio instead of actual intercourse. That's what's happening. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true.
Really?
Yes.
And I think they're still virgins because they haven't, quote unquote, been penetrated vaginally.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know
But
that was
see-
hot, but it's true.
Well, see, okay, but I don't think the behavior is worse today than it was before, because they learn this stuff from the people who adultified them in the first place. So the parents can't be exonerated if they're being adulted, right? Just for sake of trying to use this word, by adults that they live with. The parents that made, like Jay's mom protected her from other things the best she could, but she also made sure she contributed to the household. She also was saying, I'm trying to protect you from these men, but she was sitting there out in the earth to get a job, and now she's being pursued by people at her job. You see what I'm saying? So it's no way the parents can then be like, oh, these kids got social media. Nah, Playboy, that's your kid that was adultified, and you have to be complicit to an extent.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I get it. I have my niece is 15. So right now we are literally going through the battle of her being a preteen or a teenager and wanting to kind of make the leap, but saying like, hey, I don't think you should wear a midriff. So if she comes with me, she can't wear those. If she's with her mom, then she may let it slide. When you come here, your shorts need to be and hit your thigh. But I'm considered to be old school and protective. And I'm like, I'm protecting you because I know what's out here. And I know that your mentality is that of a child. So if a grown man with a car comes up to you and is like, oh, you so pretty and this, and this, what is she going to think? She's not going to have the same facilities as an adult.
Gotcha. Does that change when she is an adult?
Probably not. I think I will always want, like, I'm no problem if she get married, but that's just, I think, the nature of being protected. If she marries a good man, no. But until that person comes in, yeah, I'm going to protect her. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just thinking, clothing should always matter, or clothing matters for adolescents?
No, it should always matter. I don't care if you're grown or not. You need to be chastened. If you're a woman in the earth, I'm sorry. I know
Jay,
we don't like this
I ain't gonna do it, Jay. I ain't gonna do it.
I know we don't like the conversation, but
No. I ain't gonna pull out the contradiction. I ain't doing that today. I'm in good spirits. Okay. All right.
You want a box already, Hampton?
No. I was telling Jay that I'm being very, very regal today. I'm not going down that path. You go.
Very cutesy, very demure.
Yeah, your daddy.
He was all those things, and cute, and sexy, and fine.
Oh,
My
that's
daddy's
just my
tight
bad.
the grass.
Shout out to Pops, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Man, this is an interesting thing. I don't know if I go ahead, Kelly.
I was gonna say, to your point about the adults being the one who do it or whatever. I know you don't like some of the time, but I don't necessarily have a majority minority inaccurate or a well-informed majority minority stance to take on it. But I do see it is that when the parents let the children be adultify themselves, you know what I mean? In essence, you're basically co-signing it, you're letting them do it. But you know, with the makeup at a young age. You know, you got 8-year-olds wearing lipstick, shit like that. You know, the grown up hairstyles where you go take your daughter to get her hair done, but she got the Farrah Fawcett shit going on with her hair, you know, at a young age, things like that.
Yeah.
With the teenagers, the prom dresses are not, you know, age appropriate either. You know what I mean? So all of that, yeah.
Let
But
me
just
ask
to
you
your
guys a
point
question.
about the adults doing it.
Well, on let's say we stay on par with Callie's premise that she's trying to mine out to see where the majority minority lies. What do you think about the cheerleaders in the makeup and pageantry? Where does that stuff fall?
My niece is a cheerleader.
I hate that shit.
Pageantry
The dance
culture is a
teams, especially the dance team where the little girls do the little coochie pump and they be
Yeah.
like 4 years old,
majorettes.
with tops on, doing the
It's
little
too
coochie
much.
pump. That shit irks my
It's too
soul.
much.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
What
And it
wigs? They be having fucking fake drawstring ponytails, and they be 5
Lace
years
fronts.
old.
Lace fronts now.
They be having on lashes at 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, that's too much.
But then we gotta ask, man, why do the women not see it? What this does to these kids?
I don't think if you come from that environment, you don't necessarily see the harm. You know, I'm a band nerd, but a lot of women that I know that their kids do cheer, they did cheer. So they've been wearing makeup forever. They've been doing that forever. And it's for uniformity. It's so everybody looks the same. It's this, and it's like they will excuse it away and they're like, well, we're here and this and that. But it can be a bit much. And when you talk about parents stepping in, the one thing that happened with my niece is the parents were like, these skirts are too damn short. Like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Because the year before, it was so short that if she coughed, a cheek would fall out. You got these girls flipping, turning, jumping up. It's a lot going on. What is happening? So the uniforms went down lower. Praise the Lord. My niece wears uniforms to school. But the kicker was a little girl have a uniform on and they will send that child with some boots, thigh-high boots. Like, wait, what? The whole point of the baby having on a uniform is to not do this. The whole purpose of saying like, hey, we want these cheerleading skirts to be short or longer. And you have the one child that their mom is taking the skirt and dialed it up and pinned it, or it gets it tailored.
Child, they get them skirts hem so the little girl's little booty could. That's how it was in high school. When I tell you, my principal would catch your ass with a skirt on, and she would bring you in her office and rip all your pleats out. So the little girl started cutting the skirt so that they couldn't rip the pleat out. That lady went bought material that matched our skirts and would sit there and sew material on their skirts.
I know that's right.
But she's that lady's an outlier. Shout out to Miss Matley. She's an outlier based on what we're hearing. Love C, I know you unmuted as well when Tiff did. Same question. Then I got to make an assessment.
I kind of got lost in the I got lost in what we were talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna cut Sherelle's stories down to 20 seconds. I apologize.
Before that.
Damn, Tiff, what was the question that you answered? I don't forget.
That hurt my feelings.
The uniform,
Yeah,
your uniform. So you asked what happens and who's co-signing it, and I said
Oh, yeah. See, what's up? I don't see the fathers. I just don't see them co-signing this shit. Why are the moms perpetuating this stuff?
Ooh,
maybe the fathers are not around. That could be.
Hold on. Let me get C, and then you can jump into.
Sorry.
Well, this is a problem with when mothers try to be besties with their daughter, and they want her to be a mini of them, and really they're supposed to be raising her to grow up to be like her, not to be her at a young age. And I think that I think instinctively it's not something that there's not anything negative behind it. You just want to be, you want to have that bond. But I think as women, we have good insight, right? So we know how to cultivate those relationships. We know how to, understand the emotions. But one thing that's not a woman's strong suit is foresight. That's what you need a man for. He sees farther down the road than you see. You see, I want them to like me today. I want us to be happy today. I want the weekend to be fun. A father sees farther down. And so when he says that's not a good idea, I don't think she should be wearing that. You think that skirt's a little bit too short, and he's saying it as a suggestion not to overpower you, And then you're like, no, I think it's fine. I think it's great. And then down the road, when you're trying to tell her, like, hey, you shouldn't be having this on, you've already created a monster, and now there's a division between you and the father where you can't get on the same page now, and now you want him to enforce a rule that you created and stomped and stepped over and broke, and it creates a dysfunction, and children will always play on a breach between the parents. And so you have to, there are times when your child might be the outlier. They might be the one where you say, no, I'm not hiking the skirt up, I'm adding an extra 2 inches on the bottom of it. Or you saying, as a community, we're saying, hey, the skirts need to be longer, they're too short. Those dances are over sexualized. She don't need to be out here, bent over twerking. She's their children. That's not what this is about. And if parents don't stand up and do that, or the women don't stand up and do that, or you don't listen to the men. If you have a man, I don't know a man that's not telling, not saying like, hey, you could see her whole bottom in that, If you can't listen to that it's a problem. It's a problem.
So see, based on that, right? Oh, T, did you want to speak to that specifically before I ask this follow up?
No, she's right on point. She's right on point. My dad didn't play that at all. It wasn't happening.
Okay. Well, I never agree with this argument, right? But it's been made that you blame the parent who's there, not the parent that left. But I'm thinking, if I'm not there to coach my team and they lose, I'm complicit, right? That has always been my thought. But as we're talking this through, and I get the dissension that can be made, right? But if you're the parent that's there and you're making these type of decisions that compromise the child, I'm starting to look at, I'm reassessing who should be more at fault. Because if the father left, I get it. My thing is like, if you left, but then if the parent that's there is making these type of decisions for the kid, subjecting them to such and such, because there is a choice there, then I'm like, damn, well, who's actually more to be implicated?
So I wanna circle back specifically with cheer, because I think a lot of times the level of
as long as it comes back into answering what I asked.
Yes. No. So when you're saying who is most responsible, it would be the parent that's there. But oftentimes I don't want us to get into sexual. So this is what adultification is. Because the young girls have a shape, we want to cover and protect them. They are still cheering. They are still part of a sport. They are still in community with their friends. As a parent, we want to protect the girls, but they also are girls cheering. And that's the fine line of, can they not be outside cheering, doing what they do? Like, mind you, I'm one, cover up. There's a time and a place, but I don't want it to get to like, I do believe it's the parent. My question for you is this. The parent is attempting to control things, right? But are we wanting these safeguards because of the way that society treats young girls? Because we know that them being in that outfit is not about them cheering. It is about grown men looking at them in an immoral way.
Yeah. So what about my question now?
I've said 3 times, the parent that is there is the person that is most responsible.
I know. I guess. Yeah, you said that. So, well, no. I'm just maybe I missed it because the other stuff around it. I'm just trying to understand. So, okay, so you agree that the parent that is there is more responsible?
Absolutely. they're with the child every day, and there needs to be an explanation. And even if you are doing this with the group, this is for this activity. We only do it for this activity. I'm going to be there. I'm there when you drop off, pick up, practice. I'm there. Because of the way that you may be looked at by a stranger that we don't know, I'm going to protect you.
Okay. Well, Tiff, one thing you said. So, if the uniforms aren't appropriate, do we bar them from cheering?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because in Texas, you have what they call club. So if it's to the point to where you way out there, everybody got red lipstick, blonde wigs, like we're not signing up with that. Not trying to tell the team what to do. Just the young women in our family, that's not appropriate for them. And we have that conversation with the girls in our family. It is.
Well, I actually saw like there was cheers here, and the women, the teams in Texas look just like the teams in DC. They all dress the same. Like they all. My buddy, his daughter cheers. Shout out to Peanut, and yeah, they all look the same.
Peanut, wow.
Yeah, they all look the same. I mean, she older. I just call her Peanut. I mean, that's just how it is. But they all got the same clothing, the makeup, the. It's all. I don't see a differentiation. Okay, so do you guys agree with that sentiment? That ideology where you blame the parent that's still there that didn't leave? It's kind of a side note, but I just want to get y'all understanding. See if y'all agree with Tiff and the ideology that a lot of the brothers had came up with as well.
I feel like if the parent that left still has some type of involvement, I think that they should still have some type of say so about what happens with the child if they're still involved, if that makes sense.
No, it was just the ideology, just listening to this and the choices that are being made, that if you had to say, if that child comes up to be a poor adult, the mother who stayed, as an example, takes between 70 and 80% of the blame. The father who left takes 20% of the blame.
I don't want to.
It was it was Lauren and Mr. Fantastic. And I was asking a question. I think Lauren actually did the allocation. She said 30% to the father, 70% to the mom who's there.
Maybe 60-40 the mom. 60 for the mom, 40 for the dad. Maybe something like that.
Okay. I guess he's not adultifying that girl though. What do you think?
He's not protecting her either.
I think he needs to be more involved, if at all possible. Like
he ain't there. He ain't there
at all.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. Maybe. Well, if he's not there at all, maybe he should take more of the brunt of the situation. Because why are you not there?
Well, he ain't putting her in cheerleading with eyelashes, makeup, and her stomach out, and telling her to go to work while old men like her.
Well, maybe he should be there to say, no, that's not going to happen.
Okay, so you blame him more.
Yeah.
Okay. What you think, Sherelle?
No, I would say it's 60-40.
See, which way?
60 for the mom, 40 for the dad. His abandonment is definitely gonna do a number on her, right? Mm-hmm. So within that also is that men are the law. Like I said, women are chaos. So y'all, the law, the structure, y'all typically know more of what's really out in the world. Women can't teach what they don't know. Like when y'all think about people sexualizing little girls in y'all head, y'all know where you feeding sickos. That's where y'all mind go. Y'all always like on it, men. So like when you're a father and you're missing from your child's life, like you're doing a big disservice. Because women can never prepare any child, not just men, women, little girls too. A woman can never prepare children for the world like a man can. A man sees the world for what it is. It's never like, you know what I'm saying? Like men in the world, they just see the earth like they see it how it's supposed to be seen.
Okay, I understand that sentiment. Yeah, Jay, go ahead.
You'd have to put more blame on the parent that's there, because they are directly affecting the child. They're the ones that are making majority, if not all, the decisions pertaining to that child. So logically, you would have to blame the one that's there. Now, the abandonment portion, those effects come later once the child realizes that they've been abandoned. But up front, the parent that's there.
Does this make a difference, Jay? Like, well, I think you kind of answered, right? The abandonment comes later once a child starts to understand, which has those, harsh adverse effects. If there's nobody to abandon the child and the father died, I think that's a different feel altogether.
Yeah, because it doesn't leave a gap in you to know that your parent died, because we understand that people die, but to know that your parent is living in the earth, living their life, and just not thinking of you at all, that's where the issue is.
Okay. Callie, what you think?
I'd go 70-30. 70 for the mom because you're there on the day-to-day. 30 for the dad, leaving the child to the wolves.
Okay. C.
I blame them both equally, even though I don't think blaming anybody is going to change anything. I think when there's a parent that's there, they take a blame because they're there. And the parent who's not there, they take blame because the parent who's there is having to carry the weight of what they're having to compensate for you not being there. So by default, not being there, they have more of a load. And so everybody's responsible. It took two of you to make the child. It takes two of you to raise, maintain it, and take care of the child. Everybody's to blame. And the only person that comes out hurt in the end is the child. That's the only person that is suffering.
Gotcha. I think they're both at fault. Who's more at fault?
I think it's equal.
But equals like some, and then if I allow it, people start doing equal a lot. So I can't allow it because it goes against what we normally do. So you don't think day to day has anything to do with that person being raised, or you think the deficit of the child, the not having the father, is more detrimental? Daily operations or overall structure? What's more important for a company?
Daily operations.
Daily operations are set in place by the overall structure. They don't exist.
That's what I'm at. Okay, so do you need the structure in order to perform daily operations effectively, or can you have a flaw in structure but still get it done on the daily successfully?
Let me
think.
Let me think about it. I'll answer.
Okay. The overall structural change doesn't happen instantly. The effects don't happen instantly. That happens over time. Daily operations, if you're still getting things done, the overall structure can change later in the future.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I'm just likening it to the analogy. When I was more like a branch manager, right, so to speak, corporate would be making a whole bunch of changes. That shit ain't mean nothing to me unless it was involved bonuses. Then I'd be like, wait, what's the change now? Right? That's when. But they'd be like, you got to do this and do that. But I'd be like, I'm doing what the fuck I want. Once I got up to like regional and then like the VP areas, right? Now I'm like, okay, I get it. Hampton down there, they doing good, but they using 20 rolls of tape a week and it's only 10 jobs. That ain't making sense. So they not thinking $3. So you're using 20 rolls of tape, which should be 10 rolls of tape. So 10 times 52 weeks in a year. Now that's tape that I got to worry about.
That's right. What I'm saying. The upper management is looking. They're like the foresight. The manager in operations is insight. They're right there. They understand what's going to motivate the crew, right? The upper management understands what's going to affect the bottom line. Both are necessity and both function one off of the other. If the bottom line looks a certain type of way, I'm going to then change the way operations are happening to suit whatever costs need to be adjusted.
Who would you rather have?
Great in tandem.
Who would you rather have, and who's more easily replaceable? It's a broadcast.
I can't make the distinction. I think being on both sides of it is very difficult for me to make that distinction.
Yeah. So me being on both sides, I think the difference is for me is the regional should understand all the things from a macro and should be able to do the micro. The branch manager won't understand everything from a macro level and therefore misses the fact that they're using 20 rolls of tape as opposed to 10. And so with that person being able to see it from apart and then be able to go down there and do the thing, I would rather have the VP with the experience.
But that's the caveat with the experience. Most CEOs and higher executives, they don't have the operational experience unless they've gone through the company. They're just at the top. They're not in touch with the staff. They're not in touch with what's happening on the ground level. They send down policies without really knowing what's happening on an operational level. And so the people that are there, the morale is affected. Okay.
So you would rather keep the person who's on the floor that can get it done regardless of what policies?
Yep, I want them both 50-50. I can't.
No, it's just not an option. So I'm just saying, like, you have to choose one in order to make sure your company grows. Are you able to sustain a branch manager who can get the daily done regardless of what policies? Or would you want a VP who can see it from afar and implement a change that will permeate and perpetuate good standards going forward?
Your descriptions are biased.
I'm doing a good job. I'm literally building both of them up. They both are great.
Because now you're in the upper management, man. You got on the suit. You forgot about the little guys.
Listen, not me. I used to go. So when I was a VP, I used to go on the truck twice a week and be throwing shit off that truck. We did a clear out. A clear out's like trash. This lady had 1,000 bottles of urine in her house, no cap. Yeah, see, I was in the trenches with the guy getting it popping, man. No cap. We had to break down the door to get in. We had to fight a couple rats, all that. So
contract. She had to be a hoarder or something. Was she a hoarder?
Yeah, extreme. She's a Delta too. Huh?
Was she abandoned though? Was she like an older person that had been abandoned?
No, she was 40 years old.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Her mom was a hoarder.
Okay.
She picked up the tendency, and then she's like, "Oh, we can't find my son's iPad." I said, huh? You said what now? I said, are you saying I said, you realize you can't see the floor in your house, right? Rats charging us and shit. Rats weren't even scared no more. They were so full and healthy.
Oh wow.
Like, come on, man. But sorry for the cat. I'm derailing.
That's crazy.
So let me ask you this, Hemp, because you're asking about the parent that's not there. Say a parent isn't there, but you coach football, right? Do your boys' teams have cheerleaders?
Yeah, high school, yeah.
So, as a father, if you saw something, not like none of these girls are your girls, but you look over and like, this shit is ridiculous. Would you not have a conversation with the cheer coach and be like, I know y'all doing your thing, but this ain't it?
I'm a football coach, so I can give a shit what the cheerleader. I'm trying to be honest, but I'm just like, I'm slobbing and yelling and headbutting kids and punching face mat. Like, I ain't worried about the cheerleaders.
And I hear what you're saying, but I think that is what my question is does it need to be that daughter? Does it need to be her father? Or does enough men need to be looking over like, yo, y'all is wilding, and I don't really care that this ain't my daughter. This ain't it.
It's a sticky situation too. Like, why we coach football and we looking at
They're all looking at
But
them, right?
you're
Yeah.
men. But you are men.
I can't even picture what the cheerleaders wear, Tiff. That's how like into it. So especially like the school I coach at got 6,000 kids. You got 10 Division I kids a year. You got 80 kids on the team. They don't play both ways. Like, it's like high level football. So we ain't even so in the game. We got headphones, 5 different uniforms for the kid. It's kind of not like Texas, but there's good football players up there. So it'd be hard for me to answer just because none of the coaches be paying attention to cheerleaders unless they in the way.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, at what point, if the mother is a single mother, does the community step in and be able to say, like, I think that you may have a blind spot? Like, is that not something that as a community we could do for each other? And is that maybe that is the issue? Is that I'm watching a game or I'm coaching her, she ain't my daughter, like enough dismissal, and then we get some interesting things happen.
I think that what it is the coaches are the wrong portion of the men to be allocating to that. We're doing it for those boys already.
No. I'm not just saying the coaches. I'm saying so when we go to the game, notice I'm saying me and my husband go to the game. So if her dad shows up or not, she has a man in that stand that other people around can be like, okay, that one you can't bother. And it's typically always 2. It's my husband and my son, my husband and her dad, because people will respond to what they see visually. That is a protection for her. Everybody doesn't have that. So I'm saying, if you know that everybody doesn't have that, right? How do we protect these young girls that they should have every right to cheer and be carefree and be teenagers and do their thing, do their little TikTok dances? Because that's all they're doing. They're having fun.
I think men. Yeah, so I think the men that are associated, right, like your husband is related to her, right? That matters because you look at how things are perceived. For instance, if I go over to a group of young girls and say, "Hey, y'all need to put some clothes on," why are you looking at us like that? Why are you seeing us and stuff? So it would be too dangerous for a man to do. That doesn't have an association, right? Now, if I'm a cheer coach, right? If I'm on that type of, I'm a part of that, I think correction would make more sense. But for me to just go over and I'm not even a part of that, I'm a creep at that point.
No, I get it, and I hear you, and I'm maybe we're gonna put age to it, because you talked about when you were DJing and you could tell like the girls were Israelites, and you made a comment like, "Hey, you don't have to be out here like that," and how the word she edified herself. That's all I'm saying. Like, sometimes all you need is one person to be like a voice of reason. Not putting it on the coach. The coach, we want y'all to win. We paying what is that, the football moms, the booster club, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna need for you to win. But I'm just asking, in a world, is there a way that just as a community we can just be like, this is not good for the girls?
I think women. Go ahead.
It's gonna be quick, T. I couldn't in good faith recommend men to go over there and just be correcting high school girls.
No, not the girls, the parents, the cheer coach, the principal.
Oh. I mean, it's tough, but go ahead, T. It's tough.
You could suggest that, but as far as like, of course, directly going to the girls saying, "Hey, you shouldn't be dressing like this," it could put the man or the men in a certain position and looked at as like a creep, like they're saying in the chat or whatever. But I think women who may be involved in the situation could say something more so. And even sometimes if the women come up and say something, they could be deemed as like, "Oh, you're hating," or "You need to stay out of our business. We know what we're doing." So it's just all these different layers to it. It's just hard, especially with women. We can be a little catty when another woman is trying to tell us something. When we feel like we have it all figured out. So it just depends on the situation. But you could try.
Yeah.
I think the bigger thing that I want to know is like, if what role do men have in adultifying young Black women? Because I keep seeing people say like, oh, white girls cheer. They do cheer. They do not get adultified like Black girls. We are talking about young Black women and what happens to them. So what is the role that men need to play to say this is a child?
You sound like a win. I think women need to do it. It's dangerous. It's too dangerous for men to do it.
So we can't talk about grown ass men picking up little girls at the high school because she's 15 and she ain't got no driver's license. That's adultification. She has a cycle, she has a woman's body, but it be grown men picking up these babies. So if we're gonna talk about adultification, let's take it absolutely off of cheer and go absolutely to predatory behavior and why this is an issue.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying?
So what role do men need to do in people being adultified?
First we already identified it's their moms that they're perpetuating behavior behind. They're mimicking something. Their mom got picked up at 16 from the high school on a moped or whatever it is that y'all used to ride back when y'all was young.
Hey, my boyfriend had a tractor. Okay, we're not gonna do.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I'm somebody who gives pushback, so I can give you the responses if y'all ready for them.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, majority of these women are living vicariously through their daughters. Okay, so when they was young, they didn't have the responsibilities. They wanted to cheer and dance, but they had to raise kids because that's what their mama had them doing, working or something. So they want their children to be in every event. So they're gonna let you know, like, it's just kids being kids. I shouldn't worry about how my child dresses to accommodate predators. Predators need to check their behavior, not children being children. Children being children's behavior shouldn't have to be checked. Predators need to check their behavior. You need to watch how you look at a woman, right? It's this big thing in the Black community where it's like when little girls as kids we walk around with our shirts off or in our panties or something around the house when it's all girls, right? And certain shorts or something like that. When they come over, or like your dad come over or some guy comes over, they're like, change your clothes. But there's the moms who say, why she gotta change her clothes? He shouldn't feel uncomfortable. That's their line of thinking. Their line of thinking is, I'm not gonna accommodate to the world. The world needs to accommodate to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's their line of thinking.
Hey, and the cats be so indoctrinated, Sherelle. Go ahead if y'all want to respond to Sherelle.
I was gonna ask whose line of thinking?
These mothers who are over sexualizing their daughters.
Yeah, and I guess like the hemp always say, like, I'm old in the sense of it's where your stockings at, baby. Why are you naked legged in this church? There are just certain things. I ain't no way in the world no little girl is walking around no house with no man in no goddamn t-shirt and underwear. You gonna have a robe. I'm gonna need you to have all your little bits need to be covered. Everything. Just because
now these children have piercings from here, tongue piercings, nose piercings, this piercing, that piercing. They got their own piercing guns. They doing piercings in the bathroom for their friends. They tatted up, and it's like parents are just like, they're kids. They just want to have fun. Like
a piercing though. I got my piercings as an adult. Like I was like 20 plus.
Now these children are nose pierced up, mouth pierced up, piercings in these dimple parts. Yes.
Allow that in the school?
Yeah.
And now they do. They didn't used to. Like we couldn't even do that Nicki Minaj strip in the back of our hair.
Hello?
They would send us the home. I went to my high school like reunion. They got girls with full pink hair, pink lace front bust downs.
Yeah. So my bad, Sherelle. Oh, you just talking? Okay. I mean, you just talking about what they wear now and how would they get away with, right? This is a thing, right? When you look at all the things that Sherelle is articulating, why I don't understand why the men need to even be brought into it. See, it would seem like the women would have a fever pitch to get this shit corrected because of the potential predatory nature, because of the modus operandi, because of how the little girls are operating, because of how they're seeing the world. I would think that women would be up in arms about this shit and trying to correct it.
But they're not. Even the attitudes that we get, like y'all ain't never seen that viral clip where they teach the little girls attitude, walk off.
I've seen that.
They
Yeah,
like it's an attitude. You're a diva. Nobody can tell you nothing.
Yeah.
You like it's a whole mentality. They being brainwashed very young.
I just think that's sad. Kids don't
It
get
is
to do kids wrong. Like, let them be kids. Let them be children. Let them. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. But I also think a lot.
Reconcile the thought first, because you saying let them be kids until you heard about nose piercing. You like, what the hell? Back when I used to walk uphill to and from school, we ain't have none of that.
That I don't think that's
20 feet of snow.
I don't think that's for children. I think if you want to get a piercing, you graduate and you can get a piercing.
But you're saying let them be kids, so you got to reconcile. Like, what does that look like? Because you hear what Sherelle is saying. Sherelle is old, but she's not as old as we are.
Yeah, but that's not.
She got 100. She got 100 nieces
and 100
nephews. It doesn't make it It doesn't mean that it's still appropriate because you're allowing children to do things that grown folks should do. That doesn't make it right. And somebody should be able to say, like, yo, this is a kid. If they want that same piercing, if they want that same tap, when they turn 18, I'll even give you 16. Because I've seen people at 16 have their parents sign for them to get taps. But it's just certain things that, like a earring, I get it. Maybe when we start talking about tattoos and all other kind of stuff, like, you got the rest of your life to do that. Yeah. You're not missing out on nothing. So how is they saying that making them less a child? How is that making you less of a kid? How is that taking your experience as a child?
So what do you mean by letting them be kids? Because she's articulating to you what that looks like today.
But we're saying that the little girls is adultified, so they are not behaving or looking like young girls. They're looking like little women.
No, I understand it, but what I think is we have to be in touch, right? Yeah. We're kind of showing that we're not totally in touch.
Yep.
Of what quote unquote being a kid is now.
And we live in a very, very conservative environment. So if I'm complaining about skirts, ain't no damn way my niece could come to me talking about getting a damn nose ring. Absolutely not. Girl, holler at me when you graduate. And it's going to be some... I can have standards. If you don't want your children to have that, that's on you. But that's the issue. There are too many people saying, well, that's what kids do these days. Fuck that. No, that's not what they do.
Well, how can we go... Well, I don't know if that's pertaining to the topic of the live stream.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. So how, because putting like boundaries around their autonomy makes sense, right? Because they're under the age of 18, they're in your household. How can we go from, okay, now they're 18, take off the training wheels, it's open season?
No, and I'm 100% there with you. I do not believe in you 18, you grown now. I believe if you are 18, you are just now becoming a young lady or a young man. You're just now graduating. You are still very much a child or a young adult. Let this person have some maturation. I don't want you moving out. I don't want you putting a goddamn bill in your name. I want you to be if you want to go to trade school, go to trade school. If you want to go to college, go to college. If you want to stay here, work, and stack bread, I want you to do that because I am not in the interest of pushing you out there. I worked like you at 14 and gave money. And I've worked since then. So no, I understand the damage that does. And it can make a very selfish adult if you've given all your life to other people. I want you to have that out. So when it's time for you to partner with somebody, when it's time for you to be outside of the house, you're ready. You're ready. 18 does not make you grown. I don't think people are grown until really 25, 26. And that shit is even more delayed at this point.
Jesus.
I'm laughing because Jay, you just
Child, these children are getting piercings,
Hey,
smoking
it is
weed,
what it
having
is.
sex, and they're grown. They're That's why I'm not having no kids. Hell no, not if they gotta be one of y'all children. No, not y'all, but you know.
I think there's a boundary. I think there's a good grief. There's a balance between what you allow, and what you have to have a balance,
That sounds decent.
and you have
I
to
don't
have,
think a piercing gonna hurt nobody.
yeah.
said,
So I think you have to have a boundary, and I think you create balance based on whatever your principles are, right? So I think if you're gonna allow at the teenage age,
Yeah.
you should be involved in what's going on with them and the decisions that they're making. You should have cultivated a relationship with them by now, where you can talk about what it is that you want to do, what's acceptable, what's not. It's not just the 18 and you're grown, but you should be cultivating that process and preparing them to make those decisions all the way up until and moving on. But I think when it comes to that at the teenage age, you're preparing them to be an adult, so you're preparing them to make those kind of decisions for themselves as a young adult and be willing to live with whatever consequences that come along with them. But I think when you talk about the little children age, that's the time when you should be drilling in. Not I'm not a fan of saying, do this, don't dress this way, or don't do that because men and boys are going to look at you. I'm more along the lines of you're valuable, you're precious, your body is something to be valued, and you should carry yourself in this type of way. To me, it's more about building up her self-esteem and her confidence, and knowing that you don't have to put your body on display to get attention from a person, more so than it is cover yourself up so some creep doesn't, look at you, because you can't control what those people are doing anyway. But what I can control, and what I intend to control, and what I intend to teach so that she's able to, understand, is the way that you carry yourself and the way that you behave. You'll be respected as such, and there's a way to go about doing that. So mine is more, I approach it more from a confidence standpoint and being comfortable with yourself, as opposed to it like it's a free for all, or you're in the closet. What Callie said, put her under the bed.
Now, I'm not saying put her, but at some point, I'm just trying to understand when we talk about where's the balance, because we'll hear like, well, a piercing isn't that bad. But what Jalen said, you're saying at 18, the piercing, we can have a conversation. In fact, I'll go with you. We can get one together, girl. But 12, we're not doing that. I believe that there are certain things that are appropriate for particular ages. If other people in their homes believe that, they are free to believe that. But young girls are only young for a little bit. As an older woman, you know what she's going to have the rest of her life to do? Be grown. Be a kid. Do what children do. Yeah, call it old school. Don't care. That's a hard line for me, because there are not enough people saying, baby, I know you want to do this right now, but no, you got time for this. This is not the time. Get your
But see, that goes into the trope of them being, it's okay to fuck up in their 20s. I thought we didn't want them fucking up like that in their 20s.
That's not what I said. I said there are
It's not what you're saying. It's not what you're saying. But like, you want them to save all these bad mistakes for their 20s.
No, I'm not. It's how is getting a piercing at an adult or 18? That is not a mistake. That's a choice. At 14, You do not get the right to want to put a hole in your body. If that makes me a lame, if that makes me a controlling parent, then I'll be there. I'll be there.
It's not about you being a lame. It's about teaching them how to be able to navigate their autonomy and what it must. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
So let's talk, because everything is a compromise, right?
Mhm.
So I do not believe in boys having ear pierced. I would not do that for my son. Now, if you want the look, you know we can do, get you the best magnet earrings this world can get. If you want the look of something, or if it's the weekend, perhaps. But you not finna go put no holes in your body. And now he's 26, he ain't got no goddamn earrings. And if I'm like that with a boy, I'm not doing that with no little girl. They can have piercing these. That's it. Anything up the side, to the side, baby, we're gonna talk about that. Talk to me at 16. Let's see what them grades is looking like. Because at 18, we can do that together. You want to get a little piece of a tattoo? Let's see what them grades is looking like. We can get a piece of a tattoo. But until then, no, absolutely not. You kid, I'm grown. I make rules. You don't.
Wait.
You blank. That's it. That's all.
Wait. So he can have a fake earring?
Right. I don't understand that one.
He wanted the look. So you know what you could do? Take your little earring.
Why can't a little? Okay, Tiff, slow down real quick. Why can't he get his ears pierced?
You're not gonna put no goddamn holes in your body. I'm not gonna do that.
But a little girl can put holes in her body.
Those are ear.
It's a double standard.
Stop.
Oh wait. I'm trying to understand. Go ahead.
Little girls get their ears pierced all the time. You heard me say I was 20 when I got my ears pierced.
Okay.
So the girls in our family, you know what they have? The best of magnet earrings. On Sunday, get your earrings out, put your little necklace on. Let's get on and go. But we're not ultra conservative.
Hold on. All right. So you're saying nobody, whether it's a boy or girl, can get their ears pierced?
Holler at me when you graduate.
Girls.
I would say the more
Hold
realistic
on.
comparison.
Please don't interject. Please, one second. I just want to hear this. Nobody in your house can get their ears pierced until they are grown up in terms of 18.
Holler at me when you turn 18.
Everybody.
Holler at me when you turn 18.
I know the girls and the boys.
No tattoos, girls and boys.
Okay.
We're not doing no body modification.
Okay, now when you said let me check your grades at 13 or 16, that was for girls?
That's for both, because now we can start the journey of you can start picking things out. What do you want that to look like? Okay, do we want to have diamonds? Because when you get it, I want it to be a thing.
Okay, so nobody can get their ears pierced or nothing. Okay, until they're adult. Go ahead, Kelly.
And clear lipstick and clear makeup, unless you cheering.
Clear makeup, and Vaseline.
Mascara. Hey, you see my face was greased up to the gods.
I thought you had a fist fight. Go ahead, Kelly.
Houston.
The more I would say the more down to earth example would be whether or not you allow your daughter to have a second hole in their ear, like a second piercing in her ear.
Nah, Kelly, she said none.
Or that bar, the industrial
was
bar.
a baby.
Yeah, well, that's why I said the more realistic comparison would be allowing the second hole in your ear for a girl, not just no piercings at all, because most of us got our ears pierced when we were arm babies.
Exactly.
Yeah, the industrial bar. Some of them get it in high school. The bar.
Yeah, none of my daughters have their ears pierced, but my son doesn't.
Right. My son was his ears pierced now. He's 14. But we said 16. We said 16. Me and his dad, yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean we always wore jewelry and shit. So I mean it's just that I just don't, you know what I'm saying? He got too many sisters. So Tiff said nobody can get their shit pierced.
That's very
like when I see like little boys, when my kids were in elementary school or whatever, and I would see little boys their age with piercings and everything like that, it would just weird me out. Like, you're adultifying this little boy. This is a grown person thing. Now you got this little boy thing. Yeah, for the boy. Now you got this little boy. You know, if you're allowing that, then what else are you allowing? So you're also probably adultifying them in other ways as well. So that's why they're running around here thinking that they're grown and they're not.
When the little boy look like a little boyfriend and not a little boy, like let this baby go get him some Geranimals and let him run outside and get dirty.
No, but Tiff, the only reason why you gotta reconcile it is because now you got a little girl looking like a little boy, because she don't got the little earrings like all the other little girls.
They got all kind of head bows and bands and.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to understand it.
There's something about a girl with the earrings. I don't know. Maybe my mom. I don't know. Put your earrings on. Like it was like mandatory, pretty much. You know, as a little girl.
But then with the type of earrings that you allow little girls to wear as well, that has to be age appropriate too. More, you know, it's studs. You don't have the little long ass dangly earrings and everything like that, and the big. Like I know for me, I couldn't have hoops in my ear. Like as a teenager, my hoops couldn't be no larger than 2 inches around.
Exactly.
How do y'all fix this shit, man? Jay, give me one way to fix it. What needs to be changed? One thing, Sherelle. Jay. Sherelle. One thing. One thing. T, you behind your blur for some reason. Your face blur.
Am I good?
Yeah, you good now.
Okay.
Family structure.
Clarify.
Single mothers don't have all the time in the world to pay attention to their children and what they're doing.
Therefore,
the family structure has to change so that the parents have more time to pay attention to their children and be able to allow them to experience their childhood and not be thrusted into the adult world too early.
Which means what? What does the family structure need to change to?
If y'all raising kids, 2-parent structure. 2 healthy parents. Willing to raise their kids.
What's up, Nike? What's up, Crimson? Salute. Okay. So 2 parents at the very least involved, huh?
Yeah.
Sherelle?
I would say that we need to make breakaway societies. Children need villages. Women cannot do it by themselves. We're gonna have to create our own breakaway societies to where we don't have to fall into the trajectory of where society is going. But we can have our own cheerleaders in our own schools where little girls can dress like little girls, still be able to participate in cheerleading and dance and things like that. But it doesn't have to be over sexualized. We need to have more control over those aspects.
As an example, would that be like a woman-only school?
No.
Well, I'm saying something that is attainable based on what you're proposing, right? Would it be to protect them in like a female-only or woman-only or girl-only construct to where they're not objective, you know what I mean? Sexualized and objectified to be a thing. They would just be around little girls, etiquette, things of that nature.
You mean like the village would be an all-girl village?
Or because I'm just trying to think of something that's a little bit more realistic in terms of what you could do right now. So if you had little girl-only schools, then that's the focus as opposed to being around boys and then hormones.
We have them.
I know. I'm saying, would that be sorry? I'm not doing a good job of saying it. I understand what you're saying. Would a way to do that be put them in a school where it's just girls only, or no?
No, because even within that, the dance squads have competitions. They want to be in parades. Our girls parade for Mardi Gras and stuff like that. So they want to be in the competitions and things like that. But I feel like they can still compete and be in competition while still being dressed appropriately.
Okay, yeah. So what you'll see is, like, for instance, there's a girls' school and a guys' school. So, like, for instance, Morehouse has cheerleaders at their games. Their cheerleaders are from Spelman.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like in New Orleans, we have Catholic schools. We have all girls schools and all boys schools. St. Augustine is an all boys school. St. Mary's is an all girls school.
Mm-hmm.
St. Mary's cheers for St. Aug.
Do you think that that is good for those girls to not be around boys all day?
Yeah, I do. I don't think boys and girls should go to school together at all.
Damn.
Not primary school.
Okay. Okay. But you're saying, and just restate it one more time, even though it's kind of something we have to certainly work towards.
We just have to create villages where we're in more control of what's going on with our children. So ways that we can break away. So we need to control these schools. We need to control these schools, but the parents need to have more input. Also, what Jalen said, we need to make sure we're having children by the right people. Before you pick a good father, make sure you're going to be a good mother. I think that's the most important thing you need to be focused on. What kind of mother are you going to be for them children? I think we focus on the father a lot, but what kind of mother are you going to be?
Okay. Okay. Spicy Bev?
I think it needs to be one solution would be more of a communal aspect. So you make sure that the people that are around your children, and you can have all these rules in place all you want to, but how their friends operate also plays a role as well, where they would want to go ahead and go outside of your bubble or outside of your protection to go on ahead and do and be part of the crowd and everything like that. So I think you need to really make sure and watch who your friends are, what type of family they come from as well, and build your own community. If y'all don't even live in the same neighborhood, but you build your own community of like-minded people that your children can hang around.
Okay. So kind of on par. See? See? There you
go. I think the best thing to do that can be done now is to remember that you're not raising a child, you're raising an adult. And so to parent with the future in mind, and make sure that the lessons that you're teaching, the things that you're allowing or disallowing, and your reasons behind what you're doing can withstand the test of time, and to ensure that you're not hypocritical in what it is that you're teaching, because you're going to raise an adult, and not just stay focused on the child aspect, but to remember that, everything that I'm doing is leading up to the type of adult that I'm going to have in society.
Okay. Okay. T?
I think that I agree with pretty much everybody. Family structure is, I think, the main key. You need mother and father, healthy, mentally healthy mother and father to make things make more sense and align with the way that you're trying to raise your children. And I think that if we have a community of mothers and fathers who are on the same page and not fighting every time they get a chance, even within our family dynamic, even like on these panels, we fight every day because we disagree about so many things. I think that would definitely help as well. So just being more on one accord with everything. So just one accord. I think that would help the kids.
Okay.
Well, I'm old in country, so I believe in a village. I think you do need two strong parents, but if the parents are not necessarily the strongest, that's when, as aunts, uncles, cousins, we step up and try to be there for kids. Because at the end of the day, once the children are here, the children are here, and they deserve to have the best experience that they can. So we end up having our nieces and nephews all the time. They know they can call us for anything. what the heck are you drinking that's got you frowned up like that? You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I really, the 2-parent household thing, ideally, okay, but I think specifically within the Black community, we really need to get back to being a tribe. And it does not necessarily have to be within relationship and my son played football. Like the football moms and us, we rotated how the boys got to football practice. With my nieces, we rotate certain things. So I think the more you have other adults that you trust and other adults that your kids can be safe with, the better the results are, because they know that more eyes are on them. And the more eyes that children have, because they're kids, they're little people. And I agree with what Lovely C is saying is, yes, you want to raise them towards adulthood, but you need more than just 2 parents or 2 people doing that job. You need that internal home and then the extended family. And I think at some point we need to get back to that. A lot of us, I don't know, because I'm North, but we had play cousins where you weren't necessarily related, but you were around that person so much that it was like you were cousins, i.e. this community. We call each other cousins. We understand the value of being in community. We understand it. And it needs to be the same way with children. We need to build a community that works for him. Ain't nobody studying him and his old shady ass. I saw that.
Oh, Jesus.
Go ahead, Tiff.
Now you don't call me a bald headed scallywag. Ain't got
I didn't say nothing. I didn't. What? I didn't say nothing. I didn't.
I believe that we need villages. I want us to give back, and I know a lot of people are not very trusting. We had a lot of things that we didn't have. Run some background checks, watch people. Don't just leave your kids with anybody. Get together, see what's going on, and do what you need to do for your kids to have the best result. And sometimes that's going to mean partnering with people that you don't like her. She get on your nerves, but you know what? She's not going to let your daughter just be outside. Wow. She just not going to let, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We need to understand that. At the same thing with the father or an uncle. At some point, as a parent, a part of that is pulling your ego, that you may not be the person that gets to make all of the decisions, or you at least need to value other people's input at the very least.
Yeah. Tiff, that's actually one of the overarching points that I was going to make, man. We got to accept that we don't know it all, you know? And oftentimes we need outside help to an extent, whether related to us, somebody has influence. And even when people can convey a message better than us, we have to accept that. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't just moms calling like, hey, Coach Camp, this nigga X, Y, and Z. The dads would call too. The dads that really understood that, hey, for some reason, these coaches can convey these messages and get these kids to do things. It's probably largely tied to the fact that we can take football from them directly. Mm-hmm. But the dads be like, hey, you know, this your kid now, you know, for all intents and purposes. Right. We had a few dads who would be like, stop yelling at my son, or, you know, which was very rare. I'm like, come get this little motherfucker in. Come get him and transfer his $5 ass to Friendship up the road, which is an S-size school where he'll get all the playing time and they won't win a game.
Right.
And Nick Saban don't come here.
Right.
Go back down there to Branch Avenue. Like, you know.
And not to be facetious, I think that's what's happening here. Like you have married women on the panel that you can't edify. Ain't nobody looking at you like, you younger than me, you can't tell me what to do. That's not the vibe. If you out of line, you out of line. And wisdom is wisdom. And we need to just be okay with that. Sometimes people can see things that you don't see. And if you are always fighting and resisting correction, you might wanna examine that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it happens here daily. It happens here all the time. With men, with people that are trusted. Let's say that. Because a lot of people want to correct and they don't have no trust. And it goes back to the same thing with kids. Do you trust these people to have the child's best interest? And even in the sense of, I don't want you to correct them, but call me. If you see something crazy going on, call me. I'm a phone call away.
Okay, yeah, I think even that issue when we look at correction, when I was kind of harped on it for a couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
even though I was probably overdoing it. I think the level of correction is at an all-time low. I think people are more apt to mind their business, say to each his own, and do you. And I think that's probably that's a very, very big issue. And I think since it is the POV, I think I'm just gonna say it. I think women have to assess that problem a little bit more.
So, based on what you just said, would you say that being apathetic can cause issues? Because this would build on what you talked about. Apathetic. When you're apathetic to outside voices, it's dangerous. If I only care about what the people that I like have to say, and those people may just be as silly as I am, it can cause some problems. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is apathy for sure.
I used to hold that same sentiment. I used to be a big one about what you eat don't make me shit. But, you know, when my kids started having interactions with other kids, you know, when they got older and started having interactions with other kids and everything like that, yeah, what that person over there eat does make me shit. Meaning
Yeah.
my kids are gonna adopt that same bullshit. So you just gotta watch it, you know. We
Yeah.
hang around with shit.
I'll never forget this one time, Callie. There was this boy who didn't hang out with us that often, right? And so we was in the process of getting in trouble. So we hiding in the bushes. And then the cops like, come out, we see y'all. So the dude, right, he wasn't hanging out with us that much. He's like, all right, man, they got us. My man was like, they got you, nigga. I was already taking off running. We knew where to go. You know what I mean? Like the whole, and he was just so out the loop, you know, like he got exposed. I mean, that's probably a dumb example, but you know, that peer influence and shit like that is important, man. And what the kids do around the kid, you know, I think the peers come to become the greatest influence at 14. You know, I think the parents kind of take a back seat. I think you become a guide and a counsel and a subconscious to a point, to an extent, you know, like you hope that the kids hear you while they're making these decisions. You know,
The school bus, the things the kids learn on the school bus.
I have a 14-year-old, so y'all pray for me.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like trying to raise a 14-year-old girl, but
I have boys, so
don't rush.
Yeah, I got boys too, but it's like I had to really when my middle child's girlfriend came over here last weekend, I spent about 30 minutes talking to the mom before she actually pulled off and let her stay. So, because she was trying to figure out where my head was and where, you know what I'm saying? What kind of child am I raising? What kind of boy is he? And all this kind of stuff like that. Like, what's his background and all that kind of, and all them kind of things. The dad knew a little bit more than what she did, but I took that time to go on ahead and, you know, try to put her at ease. Like, hey, you know, this ain't the kind of party over here. You know, ain't nobody going up in no rooms, all that kind of stuff like that. So, yeah,
there you go.
I can only imagine what it is for the girl.
Ain't nobody listening to that.
I'm glad I wanted a girl. I'm so glad I don't have girls.
You know how many abandoned storage rooms there are in high schools?
Oh my God.
I'll be acting like y'all doing so much, man. Yo, you can put all them parameters in that house if you want to. People gonna find a way, boy.
Go kiss him.
That's a fact.
Because they'll be big and grown before you know it, and it's just like, what happened?
Man. Oh, man.
Well, so far so good with middle school, but the high school that we zoned for, yeah, they're not going there. My kids are not going there. I already know what time it is.
Did the oldest go there? Oh no, y'all live somewhere.
No, we just got zoned out last year. So
yeah, man, that shit different, man. You know, that shit different, man. Lauren Mack with the $5 says, speaking of peers, shout out to the Pit Bull plug. Jonathan with the 10 ounces. So the majority of men just abandon kids, ellipsis, or the minority abandon completely, and the majority are just not in the house but still father the child. Last time I looked at this stat with Beans, Jonathan, 47% of the child fathers who are unwed are still active with the kids. So out of the 70% that are born out of wedlock, 47% of the 70% have active fathers. The last time I looked at the stat, this was a while ago. And then I guess the assumption is the 30% that are married, if they have kids, you would assume that they're there. So I guess it would be the majority then? Ken Folk was popping.
What up, buzzin', bird flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was.
Thank you for renewing that membership. Lauren Mack with a 20 ball. She said, great job, ladies. Salute to the ladies. Appreciate y'all. Great work today. I think that the conversation has been dynamic. Y'all been answering pretty thoughtfully and concisely. So I'm proud of you guys. Let me hit y'all with the old school.
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
See, this pals with the 10 ounces. A new survey found children under age of 14 are using dating apps. Tinder used to let users 13-year-olds match with guys, but it changed in 2016. We still have apps letting 13 to 17-year-olds get online right now. Damn, yo. That's why y'all need to let y'all sons play football, man.
I let mine do. My plays football. He's the running back.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. You need that carnality, man.
Absolutely.
You know?
Might get karate, but yeah, that's why I believe in random phone checks. Give me your phone. Random.
Why you violating his rights? Why are you looking at his phone?
Because I'm the parent. And it's my phone. He ain't got no job.
Right.
But why though?
To make sure he's not doing anything that I don't allow, like having a social media account.
But why?
Because they don't need to be inundated with that with that shit.
You know you can put parameters on it and timers on it and things of that nature.
It's not about that. It's about the access that they have to other information.
So you're saying as long as he got his account on his friend's phone, it's cool because he can't use it at home.
Oh no! If you got your account on your friend's phone, it's gonna show up on mine as well. Talking about suggested friends, people you may know. That algorithm is a beast.
So they can't have no social media.
And the only reason why I let my oldest have social media before his senior year was because of COVID, so he can keep in contact with his friends. That's the only reason why he got it.
That stinks.
No social media.
Man. Damn. They can't have no social media.
What do you think is a good age?
That's like not having a phone, basically. Jesus.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is for a kid. Damn sure is. That's like the kid. That's like when niggas ain't have a gigapet. Niggas like, you don't got a gigapet, my nigga?
But when we watch these young guys,
That's like taking his Yu-Gi-Oh cards from him.
That have been inundated with the manosphere, like they don't need it. They take in a lot of information that they don't live. They start to create these biases, and it's just not healthy.
That's true.
And then we start talking about young girls and comparison and body dysmorphia and all kinds of stuff. Like if it were safer, maybe, but because there's so much going on, like Twitter's the Wild Wild West.
They don't think BBLs are normal. Like what?
I don't know, man. I mean, the fem cells are at an all-time high for sure.
It's horrendous. Like, you can't sit up and talk about black men. Girl, you're 13. What are you talking about? Be quiet.
Well, no, I
I'll
don't even think.
indoctrinate my kids myself. Thank you. I don't need
you.
anybody else doing it.
If you're gonna be a fool, it's gonna be because of what I told you, not because what
No, I just think I just get afraid when people get left at a deficit. The kids that don't have those things, you can tell. So like coaching the kids when the certain kids were deprived of things, you can tell.
So is that a good or a bad
Yeah.
thing though?
I think
to
it's
you?
bad. Like for instance, I saw every movie that you could think of in the movie theater. New Jack City, Sugar Hill, all of it in the movie theater because I got a big brother. So I used to go with him, but you can learn like what not to do, what makes sense, right and wrong. I think when we just take it from them, I don't know.
But listen
No,
to what
see, that's different. I'm not saying they can't go outside. What I'm saying is they don't need social media because that's
Well,
a
social
whole
media
nother
is
animal.
going outside though to them.
It's not. Well, it's not. My kids go outside.
I know. I just know a lot of kids. So with the
I let
kids that
mine
don't
have-
have social media, you can tell. So
I let mine have TikTok.
I just get
14-year-old.
worried. I just get worried when we just I just wonder if you can like spoon feed. But if it works, then it works. I guess I just not so sure about it. Just taking it all together.
It's hard, man. We have it. I feel like us millennial parents, we have it so much harder than our parents had, in my opinion. Like I think I got my phone as a senior. Like my first phone. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just to think about, Our kids been having iPads and phones since forever.
Yeah, they know how to work them. It's easy.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
I remember begging for a pager.
Yeah, I was a little too young for the pages. I ain't get no pager.
I had a purple. I love that thing.
I always wanted one though. I used to see my older cousins with them. I'm like, that's dope. But yeah.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah, no.
Pager with a clear clip.
Yeah, mine was purple. I used to love it. And I mean, even to the time, like you could go skate, get dropped off, you get ready to get picked up, you would go outside, you would pick up the phone, call, collect, and be like, come get me, hang up. Because your parents weren't going to accept the charge. So it's just a different reality. So I can't, I know when you're saying you're being deprived, I think for me, the issue is there are grown people that will act like kids with kids' profiles that are talking to children. We didn't have that. So the internet is very...
No, we kind of did. Remember the chat line?
You know what?
Oh, yeah, the party line.
The party line? Back in the day, as teens, it was grown men.
Party line. You had Party Line, AIM.
Grown men on there talking to us as 13 and 14-year-olds.
They knew Backpage was around forever. Yeah, all that shit.
They knew we were not just talking to us as kids. They knew damn well we were not adults. Just off of our conversation, period. Like,
Yeah, it's harder to get away with that shit now, man.
Yeah, now
all that stuff is tracking, phones pinging off of lines. You got regular people finding predators, catching them. I mean, it's the ball game, man. The access is there, but the securities are also there.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I'm not. It's just, and it's not about what Callie does. It's more, I'm just thinking like when I'm assessing the boys, like you can tell a lot of different things. You can tell when they don't have a father in the house. You can tell when they do. You can tell when like the boys that don't have a phone, as an example, right? And there's pros and cons to all of it, But I just think that kids just the bullying and the teasing shit. Now that shit is different because at least you could go home before
and be away from it.
Yeah.
But then you get teased for anything.
Yeah.
Now you get they getting teased for their sneakers, not having Instagram, not having this, not having like it just. I guess it's always something though, right? Essentially.
Like a lot to me, it's a lot of information. As an adult, if I can get overwhelmed, I can't picture a child's mind trying to process all of this. It's just a lot. They're just, but I mean, to each their own. But I just don't think I don't think you're depriving them of something that you cannot necessarily police. And I know that we don't like to use that term, but at some point we have to acknowledge that part of parenting is protection. And sometimes you're going to be the bad guy. And I'd rather be the bad guy and keep you safe than be like, well, everybody else is doing it. We're not doing that here.
Yeah, I think.
What your mom and them used to tell you, if they jump off the bridge, you're going to jump off the bridge with them.
Right.
I just know I've seen it where, I don't know. I just think edification, right? Teaching somebody why the things are wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then helping them mind through it, right? Having parental controls on it, so you can snoop a little bit while still giving them the access to learn right and wrong, and why you're saying this thing can be dangerous if abused, right? To just take it. Then once they finally get it, now they really on their own, and now they really just gonna be doing any old thing because it's so new to them, right? And so that's how I reconcile it in my head.
And I want to agree, but think about the adults. You can barely get adults to be edified. Now imagine the same adult is ignorant, and now you got a teenager, so she a dummy, and then this poor minor is also watching the mama be a dummy.
Yeah. So think about that, right? It's easier to learn a new language between the formative years, right? And so think about it. A child, when you're telling them these things could be dangerous, who's more likely to consume the information? To your point, the child or an adult that has been deprived of it while they were growing up?
I would love to think that, but kids don't get it. Like
Yes, they do. They get it way more quickly than us.
Children don't think that nothing can happen to them, and that happened to other people, but not me.
Because you're teaching them, right, and you're trusted, and their kids expect to have to listen to adults. Adults don't expect to have to listen to adults. So when you're around the kids as an authoritative figure, you'd be surprised what you can instill, and quickly too, quickly. They're saying it's just, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't teach a coach; they may not see it. They just see kids from afar, right? But kids are sponges all the same. Yeah, they don't operate, like they know everything like we think. You just got to get their ear.
Well, the show isn't toxic, so I'm sure people are like, this is boring. Are you gonna drop the thing in 2 hours? What do?
Yeah, I don't know. You about to roll.
I don't think it was boring. I think it was great, personally. I think it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, you could spoon feed them. You start them off with their little social communities online when they play a little Fortnite, Minecraft, shit like that, or whatever like that. And then once you successfully navigate that and you don't abuse it, everything, then by the time you get to 11th, maybe 12th grade year, you can go ahead and you can have your social media, open it up, get your Instagram or whatever, open you all the way up. But until then, middle school, yeah, you better stick to your online friends and in the what they call it, the waiting room, before you go into 2K or something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
He's playing online.
Yeah.
Okay.
This for boys who aren't in the sports. Actually, I think there's a whole bunch of things nowadays, especially with online, and there is competition there. I don't think though that they'll get the same yield from not being in physically competitive environments. So I think the chess club, the debate team, I think online gaming can teach you a level of what sports can, but I still think that those boys will be at a slight deficit, because there's nothing like pushing and pulling against, falling in the dirt, falling on the ground, having to get up, having actual pain, fingers broken, fingers jammed, right? Losing. I think those things matter when it's face-to-face, in person. So there is a level of competition in other things, but it just doesn't rival it. You know, it doesn't rival it. You know, so it's just going to be a little bit tougher for them to get to that same point.
Do the young boys still do like the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff? Because my son played football, but he also would go to the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Do they still do that?
I never really seen the boys do a bunch of it, but I think they do.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you know what it was, just to be fair too. Like it's like serious football. Not to say where your son played wasn't, but you know, there's kids going to this school just to try to make it to the next level. You know.
When you get an opportunity, look up the city of Mesquite in football because it is the oldest Pee Wee League. And when you talked about like having multiple uniforms and stuff,
to live in Mesquite. That's funny.
Okay, so you know we
I'm
serious
just talking about high school. I'm talking about the getting scholarships and things of that nature.
all the way through, like all the way through. It is a thing. Like
and it could be how people coach. Like I just never seen it. Just because they wouldn't have a need to like show me, hey coach, look at my holographic Yu-Gi-Oh card or whatever. Look out of here, nigga. You know. So.
Well, make sure you tell people to get the likes up because I don't think the math is math.
Get the likes up.
Nah, man, it's good. I knew because I posted this at like 7:30. So, but I'm glad though. I think we had a pretty good and dynamic conversation. Everybody got to put their 2 cents in. I think the overarching takeaway is like. The adultification of women, I think, is going to happen, but I just hope that women see it and guard against it as much as possible because it's a safer environment for you guys to do so.
Absolutely.
You know, so like Sherelle's sister protecting her in that way, even though she was subject to it and not perpetuating it, is the thing that you would see, which is an outlier situation, which is also a shame. That should be happening much more. I never forget this clip I saw where it was a lady who was selling ice cream. It was in South America somewhere. And the little girl was walking down the street and the guy had his car door open and he was kind of walking back and forth. So the ice cream lady runs and grabs the girl around her shoulder, said, let me walk, walked her home because the dude was planning to throw her in the car and kidnap her, right? That's a hyperbolic situation, but the woman identified an issue and then protected the little girl against it. I guess is my overarching point. I probably could have just stuck with the Sherelle example, but that shit popped in my head, so I wanted to say it. So
I think what you're saying is even if we don't believe it's a sisterhood, we may need to be a little bit more engaged with other women and having woman-to-woman conversations about just, hey, I'm not telling you what to do, or trying to find a way.
No, Tiff. I think that you got to tell them what to do. I think you have to give them a very clear, concise, and heavy-handed recommendation. So you can lead with, hey, I can't tell you what to do, but I strongly recommend X, Y, and Z because if you continue on your path, I fear that these are the repercussions and consequences and outcomes. So I don't want that outcome for you. So it would behoove you to listen to me and do this.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
Know? Or if you want to start living like that, get a gun.
I think we do that with some family. I think we need to again look at how we look at community within the sisterhood and make some adjustments for the sake of our girls.
Yeah, and I think the community is the community, right? I think because the sisterhood concept was argued so much, I think that the concept may have to be reassessed entirely.
Yeah.
You know, I think the truth is looking out for one another should be the overarching premise to the majority of the things that we face. You know, I'll be damned if, because I ain't a girl and Sherelle sees something that could affect me and don't say nothing. That makes zero sense. You know, so
I just feel like as women, it takes a lot more for us to accept certain advice from other women.
Why?
And
we don't trust each other.
We don't trust each other.
Why not? What is there that you guys don't trust about each other?
We think that usually overall women think like, oh, you trying to tell me what to do, or you think you know more than me. It's just childish bullshit at the end of the day. That's really what it is.
I think it's that, but beyond that, I think we may need to explore.
It's very petty.
Because if you don't trust your mom or you don't trust women in your family, that foundation, you're learning how to not trust women. And then everything outside of that may co-sign the behavior.
And then it's also, if you have been betrayed by a woman and they've gone below the belt on you on some shit, like, it's kind of hard to trust them. It's because you think, oh, maybe everybody like this person. And it's sad to think that way, but a lot of us do. When some of the closest people to us have done us the worst. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think the other thing is when people believe that you are trying to edify them out of love and not trying to tell them what to do, which is why I like what Hemp said. And I think a lot of times I don't think we're taught how to do that, in the sense of, hey, let me talk to you. I think that so the correction, even in the sense of him saying correct a woman, like my chest kind of tightened. But then once he said it, I think it's a skill that needs to be fine-tuned, that those of us, if we're older, if we learn how to do it, we can teach our younger women, and then it becomes a legacy. So I think there are just certain things that we may not have been taught how to do, that we now have people that can, we can practice the skill set and help other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not anything that you're not raised to do that. I was.
Yeah, I think based on what you're saying, I think everybody isn't a great orator, right?
Yeah.
To be able to convey a message. And so we got to kind of also know, like, hey, maybe that's not me, or this isn't my audience,
Yeah.
There's a level of us, and I think Sherelle is telling me this, like, I'm able to alter a message to where people can understand it depending on who I'm talking to. And so that's a gift, right? And so people have to understand, if they don't have that particular gift, like, find an audience that you can influence positively and then go with that.
Right.
Not just an audience that's willing to listen, an audience that you can influence positively, I think is the key,
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
I like shit like that.
Yeah, man. Oh, my arm hurts. What we're gonna do today is, man, we're gonna continue the conversation in the Discord for the many people who don't really like to cam up. They were having a dope conversation before I hit the live button, so I want to make sure we hit the live, because we always want to stay consistent while still making sure that we jump back in there and have the conversation with the 50 people that were in there, and hopefully everybody else who isn't in there yet should be by the time I finish this live. One of the moderators, please drop the link so everybody can join. When you initially join, don't be thinking that something is an issue if you can't type or text or talk within the first 10 to 14 minutes. Discord does that as like a safety mechanism. Well, it won't allow you to say anything or type in the chat, but we can actually see you. So after that 14-minute window is up, you'll be able to participate just as normal. So I like the Discord because you get a lot more different voices that normally don't cam up and things of that nature, because as we know, this might be risky. The camera is not an option, right? But this was good, man. I like the information that you guys shared and disseminated. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Tiff, any final thoughts?
No, thanks for having me. I think I'm getting better. And could you put my picture back up with the short hair, the blonde-headed little brown girl? Because I want to screenshot the picture.
That was Patty Mayonnaise.
Who?
Man, that was Patty Mayonnaise.
Okay.
Yeah. She older than you. No bullshit. T, any final thoughts?
Thanks for having me. This show was great. Nothing too crazy happened tonight, so that's great. I love that. I love it. So I'll see y'all on the Discord.
Yeah, man. Ashay, somebody help Ashay. Also, Josh, if you guys want to, if you guys can, just keep Josh in your thoughts. If you pray, people got shit going on. Josh has done a lot in terms of like the Discord, trying to figure shit out. It should be happening to people around you, man. So we got 12 away from the Discord from 600 people, man. So it's growing, man. It's growing. It's growing.
Yeah,
it's growing.
that's on 22K. You didn't celebrate. You hit 22K. What happened?
Yeah, I know.
You didn't celebrate it.
30,000.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Yeah. So Josh had a hardship in his family, so
praying for Josh. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. Okay.
So, Rock said 39. Whatever Rock and Mel say, I gotta consider. Rock, these are the people I don't never not see. Rock solid, Mel, and Rainbow Kid, no matter what. Like,
Just certain people just like peek out, like you just notice them. Yeah.
Rainbow stay talking shit. Rock and Mel just always here, but there's a lot of people that's always here, but they just always pop out. Like they just be wilding, so it's good, man. T, any final thoughts?
No, I'm good. Great show. Keep growing and doing what you're doing. I love you and I appreciate everything that you do.
Yeah, man, I love you, man. I think the Discord gonna pop again. They was having a hell of a convo.
Oh, it was
there.
great. It was wonderful. I was listening in.
Man was popping. Please. You come in 3 times a week, talk shit to me, dance and leave, nigga. Callie, any final thoughts?
Yeah, we need to stop trying to make these kids grow up faster than what it is, but also don't handle them and keep them children until they're freaking 25 years old. But it was a great show. I appreciate the topic. Thanks to Hemp J for bringing it up or whatever. Thank you, Hemp, for facilitating. I will see you guys later.
Yes, ma'am. O'Shea, what's up? Rel, any final thoughts?
I stayed woke the entire time.
Yeah, man, we've been rocking all day. I had to get this one
Tuesdays are hard, but I fixed my sleep schedule. I'll be sleeping at night. But it was a great show.
Yeah.
Always, y'all did good, ladies. Great conversation. Let's just keep on pushing it forward.
Indeed, yeah. Tuesdays be tough, boy. Ever since they switched our sparring day to Tuesdays, that shit be. Because basically what happens when you get punched in the head, essentially your brain hits your skull repeatedly. And so once we're done, it's fun, but you feel kind of groggy. like I wear the sunglasses because the light kind of incites something. When people get concussed, oftentimes like a real concussion, they sit in a dark room for hours. Just because that light, man, can give you an extreme headache. I probably had maybe 1 or 2 one concussion that I actually sat out for. But growing up playing football, like the CTE stuff wasn't what it is now. So I'm sure I had way more concussions.
Yeah, probably.
Look at Miss Fantastic. He ran and sparred today.
Brother.
Yeah, man. So we spar, and it's a new. So today, it was a lot of new guys who were understanding that they were new, so they weren't trying to like do too much, So it was like 60% spar, which is still good, and then like the last minute you turn it up a little bit, so it was good. And then I hurt my shoulder bad yesterday playing football. So today during sparring, I was mostly kind of like one-handed, you know what I mean? But it was still fun.
And you still play football or you play like 7-on-7?
I play flag football.
Okay.
Yeah, I be hitting. I usually get.
I was about to say because my husband play flag too. But go ahead.
Yeah, I get like two penalties a game. Nothing crazy.
Okay. What position you play?
Linebacker.
Monday,
okay. My husband is a quarterback.
You get hit in the head. Like, come on, bro. Sit your old ass down.
I be smacking though. They be
I'm
like,
so mad at my husband when he come home with an injury.
It's fun, bro. He's like, damn, bro, I didn't realize you could move that fast. I'm like, y'all niggas, man. I don't like when y'all say that shit, bro.
Like, dude, you 46. Go sit down.
I was impressed with your jumping jacks. I was impressed. I was like, you know what? Saturday I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna turn on the camera.
Jumping jacks?
No, the jumping rope. Like,
jumping rope. Oh yeah.
I got it in on Sunday. That was really, really cool to see. It was the first time I watched it, and I was like, yeah, I'm
Tiff, did you? Oh, you never seen them running before?
Mm-mm.
You know what? I think the jumping jack like that stuff is more engaging because we ain't just running. You don't just see a phone just flopping everywhere. So you know what? Callie did a good job. You know what we'll do, Callie? We'll get 30 minutes, but we'll switch it up. So maybe 3 rounds of jump rope, 3 rounds of jumping, like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll move it around to where it's more like calisthenic or hit-esque, even though hit is shorter intervals. It'll be the 3-minute round interval just because I have to get used to like 3-minute rounds, you know. But we'll figure out. But jumping rope for 30 minutes is no joke, though.
Now y'all was getting it in, and then
that was actually kind of fun.
And then the way he was coaching,
I like that, Kelly.
People, I really like that. Like, even though you was like if we on camera, you gotta show up. And it wasn't no man. Fuck, nobody turned off the camera. Then Dre had his baby, and she was exercising. It was really wholesome. This channel was really wholesome.
Yeah, no, I think that transferring to the coaching the kids kind of made it seamless just to like help people get through that. Because I'd be struggling too. Like Sherelle said, Hamp sweating. I'm like, duh. But she said it in chat, like, because I ain't bullshitting. I'm going hard too, you know. Because I need to, you know, because I'm fighting in February in Golden Gloves. So, you know.
Are you doing the Vegas one?
I think Houston or I think Houston though.
Okay, we'll be there.
Yeah. So it'd be good. So every little bit.
All right. Well, I know you want to end. We'll see y'all in the Discord. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, I'll hop in the Discord. Yeah, we're gonna do all these, but doing push-ups for a minute gonna be tough, no cap. Or 3 minutes. But you know what we'll do, guys? Hold me to this, all right? Indeed, Rock. We'll do this. We'll take the 3 minutes, right? And then we'll do depending on the level, 10 push-ups every 30 seconds. You see? So boom, you're 30, do 10. And now let's say I do my 10 push-ups in 10 seconds. My break is 20 seconds. You see what I'm saying? If it take me long, my break might be 5 seconds. You see? And then when the next 30-second intervals start, you start. You know, so you bang them out, get them done, and then the next one.
Don't be like, oh, have your booty in the air because you make people start over.
Yeah, Fo made everybody start over. That's how it worked.
One band, one sound.
Huh?
One band, one sound.
Indeed. We on one fail, we all fail. And you know, like I said, you can do anything 10 times. Anything. I said you're gonna do anything 60 times, that ain't had the same ring to it. That ain't make sense. That don't make no sense.
That was discouraging.
Yeah. But hey, remember when I said 200 push-up? Sherelle said in the chat 200. I don't think she said bugging or wilding because that's how I talk, but she said something to the effect. But what you got, Callie? 130, right? Was it one?
It was jumping jacks. I got 170.
171 or something like that. You know? Yeah, because 3 minutes, you'd be surprised. I was going fast, but I've done that before, you know. I think Mr. Williams got the 120. That's who it was. You know, and even the one-legged jack, when you first start, you're like, oh, this ain't shit. Hell no. The 200 times. Yeah. You know, and push-ups are such a full body workout. Like jumping jacks. You know, especially if you get your hands all the way above your head. I hope my shoulder be straight by then. I'm gonna take tomorrow off. So yeah, man, let's just keep working, bro. Tomorrow night, I got a couple ideas in my head. But I'll see y'all in the Discord. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep grinding. I'll see y'all in there. Let's pop it all. Rel, get some sleep. You heard? All right.
She finna come cuss people out. She finna come cuss people out.
She get amped up.
See y'all in there.
All right, y'all. Be safe. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all in the Discord. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.